day 4 of 47. No one in the history of R&B soul can tell or discern the difference between any of those songs in the 80s. They all are the same. Roberta Flack and Aaron Neville and all them Neville brothers and Peebo Bryson, whose real name is Peepo Bryson. What you got? You got, I think Crystal Gale was in there a little bit. You got Luther Vandross. You got Anita Baker. All them people doing all them duets in the 80s. We don't do enough duets anymore. But on the wings of love, only the two of us can never remember the words. And what was I singing this morning? It was I think it was Anita. No, it was Roberta Flack and dang, what's the guy's name? Oh, and Peebo, right? They did an album together, and it was nothing but duet love songs. And what was the popular one? Anyway, all that stuff was all the same. I'm gonna tell you what, Aaron Neville, that dude has got like a huge quarter-sized wart mole thing on his forehead, and instead of investing his money in that, he went and paid to get a tattoo, a curved like cross knife or something on his cheek, which was, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been even before Tyson got his face tattooed, which I'm all for face tattoos. It's your face. Let's doctor it up, you know? But that was like way ahead of the game, you know what I mean? Back in the day, people weren't getting like face tattoos in popular music, especially like soul R&B people. You don't see a lot of soul R&B people with tattooed faces. I was gonna say fat-tooed tastes, but I didn't. So, yeah, I mean, it worked out for him, I suppose, and you know, he was able to rock and roll with that and move on out. But tattooed on the wings of love, that's a really catchy tune. But anyway, going back to different things, I have been trying to find a book that I know I own, and I can't find it, nor can I find the Google search that I'm looking for. But it was a book that I read. It was a very quick book, but it was based around the concept of communities and civilizations, such that, and I can't remember the number, but I want to say it was like 200 to 225 people, that if you go out in the middle of nowhere and start a civilization, after it gets above 225-ish people, all the infighting and jealousy and war and famine and pestilence and disease and all the four horsemen of the apocalypse would come rolling into town. But if you can keep it under that number, everybody's cool. It's real communal. It's like a Haight-Ashbury type of vibe, you know? Everybody's like, hey, can I borrow your shovel? Like, yeah, you got a cup of milk and some butter I can borrow? I'm making a cake, you know? And everybody's just kind of, hey, let's help each other out kind of thing, you know? But outside of that, everybody hates each other, and they want to hurt each other once it gets above that, because... And it's a very interesting concept, and it explains why there's no like real issues with some of these like African tribes or South American, you know, communities out in the Amazon, you know, and all that stuff. We've just again become too big. 331 million people. That's kind of a lot. Billion. 331 billion. Why does that sound wrong? Anyway, the two coolest things that have ever happened to birds are when Randy Johnson pitched a baseball into a bird during a game and exploded it. You know what the odds of that happening are? Like, how many times has a bird even like flown low enough to go in front of a batter, much less right when the ball... I mean, think about the logistics of that and how just ridiculously in the trillions that would never happen again. And the other thing was when Fabio, that model, I can't believe it's not Bada, you know, that guy, he's got his long locks of love, and he's on a roller coaster, and like a turkey buzzard or something just nails him in the face, and he comes off, and he's got like a broken nose, and he's bleeding. That is the two coolest things that birds have ever done. And I think that some of the coolest smells on earth come to do with new construction. Freshly felled trees, thin set, fresh carpet, anything to do with cedar, all good stuff. And all good things don't have to come to an end. You just keep dropping trees, putting carpet down, and laying tile. Get it?